Good afternoon from Carson Park in Eau Claire as Zaleski Sports presents Big Rivers Conference High School Baseball. The matchup today, Menomonie Mustangs, 11-12 overall, 5-7 in BRC play against the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's, 9-14 overall, 4-8 in Big Rivers Conference play. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Bradovich, joined up in the broadcast booth by former Memorial coach Dave Sparger. And Spargs, here we are, last week of the regular season in high school baseball, and you got a couple teams here that are trying to fine-tune their games for next week's postseason.
Yeah, and that's the key, right? You open up postseason next week, you are not really going to change much. You're going to stay in your routine. You're going to go with your best lineups to make sure they're tuned up and ready to go. You're going to throw your ace today, so that way they stay on schedule for next Tuesday. So you're going to see a good ball game today. Everybody throwing their aces, and they're going to stay, like you talked about, stay fine-tuned for next Tuesday.
The Division I brackets are out. Menomonie got a 7 seed, and that means a home game a week from today against Marshfield, the 10 seed. Memorial is the 11 seed, and that means a trip to D.C. Everest on Tuesday. And talking with both coaches, Sparks, I think both coaches are, kind of expected to be in that range of where they are for the brackets.
Yeah, really. Really, Menomonie was pleased. They loved the fact they got up to a 7 seed right there and get a chance to host a game. It's exactly what they were striving for. Eau Claire Memorial, they don't like, obviously, being an 11 seed, but if you're going to put them at 11 seed and then travel to D.C. Everest, they're going to be pretty excited about that. They were just there 2 weekends ago and lost 3-2 to D.C. Everest. So, again, very familiar. They've already been there, and they're going to be excited for that opportunity there.
Teams being introduced right now. Menomonie Mustangs batting order will look like this. Leading off and playing left field, Oliver Lugo. Max Jager will bat second and plays second base. Taylor Mars bats third and plays first base. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Landon Middlestat. DH Luke Bistel bats fifth. Max Erickson, the third baseman, batting sixth. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Charlie Mikesel. Batting eighth, Kellen Turner, the center fielder. And on the mound today for the Mustangs, Bailey Casey. Memorial defensively, Alex Johnson on the mound, Aaron Smith behind the plate, Abbott Jepson over at first, Nolan Sweeney at second, Ryan Reisman is the third baseman, Ian Bauer is the shortstop, outfield left to right, Aaron Gunlock, Ben Strayer, Caden Kruschke. Kyle Kaufman is the Old Abe's head coach. Zach Sloviak is the head coach of the Mustangs. Memorial and Menomonie getting set to play here at Carson Park. Right now, our national anthem. A little bit of an early start on this Tuesday afternoon because the Eau Claire Express of the Northwoods League play Game 2 of their season tonight. Spargs, Alex Johnson on the mound. We last saw him when the Old Abes took on the North Huskies, and Alex is one of those guys that when he's on the mound, you've got a chance to win.
Absolutely, right? He's been dominant at times. You can just ask Hudson for that. He threw very well against North just didn't get the run support he needed, but he's a sub-2 ERA guy. He's a true number one. So he's just looking to continue what he's done here the second half of this season.
Sparks, you've been in this position as a head coach where you still have some games left, but the seeds are out. And so you know your path through the postseason. What do you tell your guys in terms of, hey, here's our opportunity just to kind of fine-tune some things, clean a few things up so we are ready for when the postseason rolls around?
Well, that's the key, right? You just got to continue to play sharp. Don't get distracted. Don't, forget what got you here. And then again, we talked about this last week. There's so many distractions right now. Graduation was last weekend. Memorial Day weekend, everybody was gone, had to come back probably in practice last night. It's just different. All these seniors not in school right now. They're coming over here to the field to meet you after they slept in until probably 10 or 11 o'clock. And again, just a little bit of a different routine that they got to get used to. But again, play sharp, and be ready to put your best foot forward here when you step on the field.
First meetings of this season between the Old Abes and Mustangs. They will meet again Thursday over at Wakanda Park. Stepping in for the Mustangs is the left-handed hitting left fielder, Oliver Lugo. First pitch from Alex Johnson at 3:30 p.m. just off the corner. 4-1. Lugo takes that one on the inside corner, 1-1. Another thing to adjust to, Sparks, we have gone straight into midsummer-like weather here in Eau Claire. We went from, high 50s, low 60s? There's a little chopper left side, and Reisman's going to let that one roll foul.
Yeah, good decision by him. There's no way you got to play it first, so you let that take the second hop, see where it went, and went foul. Boy, isn't that the Pareto? We were up here trying to decide whether we should open the windows or not. We're wearing jackets. To today, it's like you were trying to find air conditioning for us.
Yeah, 86 degrees. We got a little bit of a breeze, and it's blowing out. So expect the ball to travel today here at Carson Park. 1-2 pitch coming from Johnson. It's 319 down the line in left, 302 down the line in right. You got the short porch and the lower fence out there with the fan deck. 405 to straightaway center. Lifted in the air to center field. Ben Strayer is there, and he makes the grab. One down here in the top of the first.
Well, the other fun thing pregame, Brad, as you and I were down there talking to coaches, it's always fun to see the Menomonie staff because you got Zach Sloviak, who's comes over from Chippewa Falls where he played, and then the legendary Jeff Abbott. I mean, he's been around this baseball and around here forever. He's an former Old Abe coach, and now he's helping out with the Mustangs. It's a lot of fun to see these guys.
You throw in Luke Welch, another Menomonie assistant. He's a Menomonie High School grad, and his son Owen was a senior on the Mustangs last year, now playing at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. So, yeah, it's just so many connections. Johnson's pitch upstairs, 1-1 strike. Strikeout on the corner from Johnson. It's 1-2 to Jaeger. Jaeger just getting a piece of that one. Count remains 1-2.
Yeah, a little bit of a defensive swing right there, but again, with 2 strikes, trying to just stay alive.
Menomonie, as we mentioned, 11-12 overall, 5-7 in the BRC. Graduated some really good players. That one line to center and down for a base hit. Max Jaeger, a one-out single.
Just talk about shortening your swing and making contact. What a great piece of hitting right there.
That'll bring up Taylor Mars, first baseman. Mars recently named to the WBCA All-Star roster. Kind of a neat thing they do, Sparks, is they divide up the state into 4 sections. So we have a Western Wisconsin section, and you got guys from various schools, some big schools, some smaller schools, that are on that West roster. Grounder to short. Ian Bauer bobbles it. The throw to second in time. Nolan Sweeney gloving that one. Jaeger is retired.
Good job by Sweeney, realizing there's no way you're going to turn 2, so he just kept his foot on the bag and kind of turned into a first baseman right there as Bauer kind of bobbled it just a little bit. But again, Sweeney there to make sure he had that first out.
Here's Landon Middlestat, the right fielder, another lefty hitter in this Menomonie lineup. That one on the corner for strike 1. We've had sunny skies most of the day. Get some cloud cover coming in from the west. Good pitch that time by Alex Johnson. Blowing inside, and Middlestat's in a hole 0-2.
Johnson came back with that 0-2 high fastball. It's kind of his go-to when he's ahead there. It's been a good pitch for him this season. He's been able to climb the ladder and make guys chase.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Taylor Mars is the runner at first. Lifted in the air to shallow center, and that's going to drop. Mars will hold up at second. Middlestat with a little bloop base hit. 2 on, 2 out for the Mustangs.
Yeah, not sure exactly what Johnson threw out there, but it was something obviously off speed. Good piece of hit in there to stay back and just bloop it into center field for another base knock.
Luke Bistel will now bat for the Mustangs. He's got a runner in scoring position.
Well, Mustangs here threatening in the top of the first.
Swing and a miss. Fastball outside. Bistel couldn't catch up to that one.
You know, sometimes you can really outthink yourself as a pitcher. You got that good fastball right there, and all of a sudden you come with something slower. Just speeds the bat up of somebody that you can get it by. Happened his last batter here, and so I think this time he's going to stay hard and strong.
Breaking ball. It drops over. It's 0-2 now to Bistel. Well, Johnson's been ahead of just about every hitter he's faced so far.
Yeah, you just got to make that good pitch to get out of this here now.
Mustangs have done some good hitting with 2 strikes. Fastball missing outside, 1-2.
Like that pitch, and I like that location right there. 0-2, gas it on the outside, maybe up a little bit, see if you get him to chase. I think you double it up here, Brado.
Came with the fastball. Bistel got a piece.
Just barely to stay alive.
Breaking ball misses, and count is 2-2. Talking with Jeff Abbott, Menomonie assistant coach, before the game, along with Sean Barnard, one of the other assistants. They said situational hitting is one of those things they got to do better. They're going to make a playoff run. They've left a lot of guys on base in their losses. Swing and a miss. Johnson pitches out of trouble. 2 left on for the Mustangs. Old Abe's coming to bat when we return. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
I'm Dan.
And I am Jane. We are the owners of Elite Exteriors of Wisconsin.
Whether it's roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, additions, remodels, decks, garages, new construction, our team delivers dependable results with attention to detail.
Let Elite Exteriors of Wisconsin make your home elite.
Back at Carson Park in Eau Claire, bottom of the first inning. Menomonie Mustangs have Bailey Casey, the lefty, on the mound. Andrew Hoff is the catcher. Taylor Mars is at first base. Max Jager is the second baseman. Max Erickson over at third. Charlie Meixel is the shortstop. Outfield left to right, Oliver Lugo, Kellen Turner, and Landon Middlestat. Casey will face this batting order for Eau Claire Memorial. Ben Strayer leading off and playing center field. Aaron Gunlock backs second and plays left field. Batting third is the right fielder Caden Kruschke. Batting fourth, shortstop Ian Bauer. Mason McCarthy is the DH. He bats fifth. Batting sixth, the first baseman Abbott Jepson. Batting seventh, Ryan Reisman, the third baseman. Catcher Aaron Smith bats eighth. And Nolan Sweeney will bat ninth and play second base. Ben Strayer stepping in for the Old Apes. Bailey Casey, the senior, delivers to the fellow senior Ben Strayer. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball and a strike now to Strayer. Both of these schools had their graduations. Memorial graduated on Thursday?
Friday.
No, it was Friday. Okay,
Friday,
North went Thursday. Memorial Friday. Menomonie had a Sunday night graduation. Yeah, Sparks, that's always an interesting dynamic is, you know, either when you're coaching guys who have just graduated or if you're a player. Just a little different kind of thing, isn't there? Swing and a miss. Strayer chased that pitch off the plate, 1 down here in the first.
Yeah, for most of the season, you've just got this routine. You know, you get up, you go to school, you go to practice, boom. You get up, you go to school, you go to a game, and stuff like that. Now, all of a sudden, you've got nothing but baseball to worry about and sleeping in and trying to get yourself ready for the game.
Lifted on the left side, long run, and caught by Oliver Lugo.
Wow, good running catch by Lugo. A long way to go.
Boy, off the bat, that looked like it was going to drop into no man's land down that left field line, but Lugo covering a lot of ground out there in left. Aaron Gunlock is retired. Here is Caden Kruschke.
You know, Casey's not going to be overpowering. This lefty relies a lot on his movement. He relies on changing speeds, location. You know, just all about keeping guys off balance for the pitcher, Bailey Casey.
Swing and a miss by Kruschke.
And there's that classic lefty from movement from the lefty away from the righties.
Called strike, and Kruschke finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Outfield playing shallow all the way around.
Especially in the left. That's a little surprising.
Chopper to short. Mikesell has it. Sets. Throws. In time. The A's are retired 1-2-3. One complete here at Carson Park. We're still scoreless between Menomonie and Eau Claire Memorial. You're watching it live on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Make your home elite. Elite Exteriors of Wisconsin specializes in roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, additions, remodels, decks, garages, and new home construction. Make your home elite with Elite Exteriors. Stop and see them in Fall Creek. When you need to look your best, leave it to My Salon in Plum Street Boutique, providing hair care for the whole family. And check out their new fashions for the spring. My Salon in Plum Street Boutique in Fall Creek. Mustangs and Abes scoreless here as we begin the second inning. Menomonie will send up 6, 7, 8 in its batting order. Max Erickson, Charlie Mikesell, Kellen Turner. Against the righty, Alex Johnson gave up a couple of bloop hits in that first inning, but worked out of trouble with the inning-ending strikeout. Off-speed pitch from Johnson. It's 0-1.
Yeah, he struggled that first inning, but he never really fell behind any of the hitters. He always seemed to work ahead, but just would make a mistake late when you get up 0-2 or 1-2 and then give up a hit.
Last time we saw Alex Johnson, that was against the North Huskies. He was landing all of his pitches. Today, the breaking stuff, he just didn't seem like he had the control that we're used to seeing in the first inning. As far as the other thing, when you're playing in heat like this, 86 degrees at game time, you may not have as much in the tank as you would if it were, say, 70 degrees.
Yeah, that's very true. You'd like to get through innings pretty darn quick if you can. Keep your pitch count down, because the longer you're out there, the longer those innings get extended, the more it's going to take out of you.
Good news for players is that they're not really in the bright sunshine right now. Just enough cloud cover to obscure the sun, and just enough of a really light breeze, but it's an occasional breeze. Now the flags, either in center field or the ones that are the pennants that are up here at the top of the press box at Carson Park, are really moving. Breaking ball, and there's a strike.
Caught the top of the zone.
Three-two pitch. Max Erickson is aboard. Here's Charlie Mikesel, the shortstop.
First walk of the afternoon for Johnson. Now we'll have to see what the Mustangs want to do. See if they want to sacrifice that runner over, maybe do a little hit and run.
Third baseman Ryan Reisman creeping in. Mikesel taking all the way, 1 ball, no strikes. There's a strike. 1-1 the count to Mikesel.
Yeah, good pitch right there to come back with. Just catch that inside corner.
Runner on the move after Smith knocked that one down, but he couldn't corral it. 2 balls, 1 strike to Mikesel. Erickson advancing.
Yeah, the old Abe's do it for him. Advance that runner now in the scoring position with nobody out.
Bouncing ball up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Max Erickson getting the green light. Throw from Strayer cut off. Mustangs grab a 1-0 lead here in the second.
Well, just like that, you go pass ball, or excuse me, wild pitch. Ball was in the dirt, gets that wild pitch, gets him in the second. Very next pitch, base knocked by Mikesel right up the middle and scores a run. Mustangs take that 1-0 lead.
Aaron Smith, the catcher, going to have a word with Alex Johnson, his pitcher. Good move there by the old Apes just to kind of settle things down a little bit. Still nobody out. Mikesel aboard after the RBI single. Here is Kellen Turner, the center fielder.
Well, now you're getting to the bottom of the order here. Let's see if Turner is forced into that sack bunt situation.
That one just misses. 1-0 to Kellen Turner.
Well, Coach Sloviak not messing around with the small ball. He wants the crooked number.
Third baseman Reisman even with the bag. Again, I think, I think you can speak to this, Sparks, the strategy in a regular season game, not exactly how you would play it if it's a tournament game.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, absolutely, right? If it's do or die, you may change your whole game plan.
Line to left, and there's a base hit. Mustangs, 2 on, nobody out.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is impressive by the Mustangs. In just over an inning plus, they've got 4 hits already and a run across.
Well, again, we talked to coaches from Menomonie, and that's what they talked about. They said, well, situational hitting. We got guys that can swing the bat. We just have to come up with those key base hits when we need them. So far, so good today. Here's the pitcher, Bailey Casey, batting from the left side, chance to help his own cause. He squares, puts down a really nice bunt.
There's going to put pressure on him here.
Fielded by Jepson, and they got him at first. Close play over there.
Very close. Sweeney getting there just ahead of that runner. That was a great bunt right there by Casey. Puts runners now at second and third and just one out.
Yeah, he pulled it enough so that the first baseman, Jepson, had to get it. It was a really long run for Sweeney, the second baseman. Ruled out at the plate. Here's Oliver Lugo, 0 for 1. Led off the game with the fly ball to center field. Lugo takes low.
Old Abe's already have the infield in here in the second inning.
That one looped. It down for a hit. One run will score. They will hold the runner at third. RBI single, Oliver Lugo, 2-0 Menomonie.
Well, just saying before how Zach Sloviak, the head coach of the Mustangs, playing for that crooked number. He's got it here in the second. Still just one out and a runner on third.
So Kellen Turner advances to third. Lugo aboard at first. Still just the one out. And here's Max Jaeger. He's singled back in the first inning. Reisman, the third baseman, playing up. Runner goes. Throw by Smith. It's cut off by Sweeney. Stolen base for Lugo.
Great job by Kellen Turner over there at third base, the runner. Kind of got that shuffle step, like maybe it was going to go all the way to the bag, and realized that was going to be cut, and he got back. Good execution there by the Mustangs.
Pitch was ruled a strike. 0-1. Now two runners in scoring position. That one just off the plate. That pitch in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two runs already across for the Mustangs. That pitch sails high, and it's 3-1.
Jaeger looking for that big blow right here. Alex Johnson kind of looked down after he delivered that pitch. I think pitching coach Jeff Janet might want to head out there and have a little chat. Yep, and here he comes.
Yeah. Something he's kind of
grabbing at his shoulder now.
Shoulder and
this is going to do it. This is going to do it here. This is not what you wanted to see happen 1 week before the postseason.
You know, from the start here, Sparks, it just did not look like Alex Johnson had his best stuff.
I agree 100%. We kind of talked about all of his other pitches, right? His fastball, and he wasn't going to his fastball that much. So it was kind of like he was trying to take the strain off that, and he was going to all these other pitches that he was just kind of struggling. And I'll tell you what, the Mustangs were just sitting on those pitches for their base hits. Well,
Jeff Janet's going to remain out there. Aaron Smith behind the plate. I think they're going to have him throw a couple pitches just to see what.
Let's see how it feels if you cut a couple loose here now. I just don't think you mess with it. You know, again, this we say this game means nothing. Obviously, every game means something, but the seedings have already been set. You know where you are in the conference. You know, you're getting ready for next Tuesday. This is, all right, we got to get you out, got to get that iced up, and make sure you're 100% for next Tuesday. Yeah, he's hurting.
Yeah, and Kyle Kaufman, the head coach, is coming out, and
Yeah, they'll bring somebody in, obviously, off the bench, and he'll have as much time as he needs to get ready.
Good round of applause for Alex Johnson. His final regular season home game as a member of the Old Abes, and certainly not the outing he was looking for. I understand he was going to be on a pitch count today anyway. So, Abes are going to make the change. And Karsten Trowbridge will enter, another senior. We saw Trowbridge come in at the end of that Wednesday game with Eau Claire North. Was able to shut the door.
Yeah, he was able to close it out for the save.
Well, in Sparks, when we were talking about the brackets and Memorial getting that 11 seed and going over to play the 6 seed DC Everest, and Evergreens just a couple weeks ago had a 1-run win over the Old Abes, and that was one of the reasons why Memorial felt pretty good about that matchup, and especially going with the number 1 Alex Johnson. And, you know, we don't know what Alex Johnson is dealing with. We just know that he's out of the game.
Yeah, this is where you got to be careful as a coaching staff now, right? You got Trowbridge going to throw right now, but you used to throw in Ethan Palachek as your number 2 on Thursdays. And if you're going to stay with that, you got to make sure you put him on a pitch count so that he is fresh for Tuesday if he turns into your number 1. I mean, if Johnson's not able to go, you've got to make sure that Palachek limits his outing on Thursday. Again, just to kind of like a sight in, maybe 50, 60 pitches, and then you get him out of there so he's fresh for Tuesday. Yeah, it's always different when you play those Valley teams because, it's all non-conference. You're throwing your 4, 5, 6 pitchers, and same thing for DC Everest. They're definitely not throwing their 1s and 2s. So it's always a different ballgame come postseason when you see everybody's ace.
Marshfield's Dairy Fest, Say Cheese, on Friday, May 29th and Saturday, May 30th. Enjoy the Mayor's Breakfast, Parade, and live music at Nuts Deep 2. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com. Karsten Trowbridge has seen the mound a fair amount for the Old Abes. Righty pitcher. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Mixing a slider every once in a while. My guess is that Abes were probably telling Trowbridge to be ready at some point during this game. It's just the timetable is accelerated because of the apparent injury to Alex Johnson.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm sure they were kind of thinking like, okay, you've got the 5th, 6th, 7th. We'll think about that time frame, depending again on his pitch count. And then all of a sudden here in the 2nd, it was just like, oh, that's it. We're going to shut him down.
Sun's starting to peek out here at Carson Park. It's a 3-1 count to Max Yeager. And there's ball 4. Here's Taylor Mars. So this is kind of where you want to be if you're a Menomonie, number 3 hitter. Guy who's going to play in a high school all-star game. Coming up with the bases loaded. 2 runs already across.
Yeah, Mustangs a great opportunity to blow this one up right here in the 2nd inning.
Corner infielders are up. Swing and a miss. Mars was looking for something to drive that time, and Trowbridge pulled the string.
Yeah, exactly. Good job by the Old Abes kind of using his aggression against him. Go a little off speed to start with.
Popped up on the infield. Who's going to get it? The catcher, Aaron Smith.
Yeah, infield fly rule in effect there, so no matter what, he was done. Big second out right there for the Old Abes.
That'll leave it up to Landon Middlestad. He had a single in the 1st inning. It'll be the 8th Mustang to bat this inning. Middlestat takes a strike from Trowbridge.
Again, you go back to that situational hitting you were talking about earlier. You got your 3 and 4 hole hitter up, bases loaded, looking to really extend the lead. Down to just Middlestat now for the opportunity.
Breaking ball outside. 1-1 now to Middlestat. That one popped up. Going to wind up on the netting. Right in front of the press box here at Carson Park.
Yeah, good thing it did, because Aaron Smith never even saw it come off the bat. He lost sight of that one right away.
Ball and 2 strikes to Middlestat. Abe's trying to get out of this jam and limit the damage to just the 2 runs. Swing and a miss. Trowbridge strikes out Middlestat, but the Mustangs do score a pair of runs, and they've got the lead as we move to the bottom of the second here at Carson Park. You are watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
When you need to look your best, leave it to My Salon and Plum Street Boutique, providing hair care for the whole family by friendly and knowledgeable stylists who use only the best hair care products. And shop Plum Street Boutique for business casual and fun fashions to brighten your day. Sizes ranging from extra small to 3XL. My Salon and Plum Street Boutique, 2 places you'll love at one easy-to-get-to location in Fall Creek.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Whether you are buying or selling, turn to the Jesperson Group at Eau Claire Realty. They have a pulse on the local real estate market and can help you with both existing homes and new builds, and they can assist you through each step of the process. That's the Jesperson Group at Eau Claire Realty. Old Abe's will send up 4, 5, 6 in their batting order. Ian Bauer, Mason McCarthy, Abbott Jepson against Bailey Casey, who worked a 1-2-3 first inning with a strikeout. And Sparks, he actually took a couple warm-up tosses as that top of the second inning was going on. He didn't go all the way down to the bullpen. He was just throwing a little bit beyond the dugout. He had an awful long wait there.
Yeah, he sure did. That's just where you want to stay a little bit more loose as you're sitting, instead of just sitting on in the bench or the dugout there waiting.
Bauer to center field. Kellen Turner drifting over on the run makes the catch. Bauer hit it well. But again, another outfielder for Menomonie doing a good job of making a running catch.
Yeah, you talked about how the ball will carry today, and I was still surprised as shallow at the Mustangs play, but they were able to track that one down.
Here is Mason McCarthy, the DH.
Taking a few steps back now, the outfielders.
It's early in this game, Sparks, but Casey just looks like he's like one step ahead of the hitters.
Yeah, it continues to mix. You just don't know what's coming. He's kind of a guy that works backwards, right? He'll come with the changeup, curveball, and then try to sneak that fastball by you. Case in point right there, 0-2, tries to elevate that fastball. We'll see if he comes back here and out that curveball.
Count 1-2 to Mason McCarthy. That one off the corner. Good take by McCarthy. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hard hit ball, but foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. McCarthy holding up, takes ball 3. The count goes full.
Yeah, good job of laying off that high pitch there.
McCarthy to left. Oliver Lugo is there and makes the catch. McCarthy got under that one. So a couple fly ball outs here in the bottom of the second. Here is Abbott Jepson. Jepson, one of the underclassmen who's getting some valuable time at the varsity level. Just as he's done in his other 2 sports, football and basketball.
Yeah, no shortage of youngsters coming up through this program. We've talked a lot about the 5 sophomores that are on varsity and getting some valuable experience this year.
To center field and fairly deep, Kellen Turner goes back and makes the catch. 3 fly ball outs for the Old Abe's bottom 2. We played 2 complete innings here at Carson Park. Your score, Menomonie 2, Eau Claire Memorial 0. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Ooh. Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
We are back here at Carson Park in Eau Claire, getting set to start the 3rd inning. Big Rivers Conference baseball between Menomonie and Eau Claire Memorial. It's the Mustangs on top by a score of 2-0. Mustangs threatened in the first. Couldn't get the 2-out base hit, but they bunched some hits together in the second. Added in a wild pitch. Sacrifice bunt, stolen base. They were able to get 2 across. Here is Luke Bistel, the DH, batting in the number 5 hole, facing Karsten Trowbridge for the first time. Trowbridge entered last inning after an apparent injury or arm/shoulder problem to the starter Alex Johnson.
And what a job Trowbridge did coming in there with bases loaded and just 1 out.
Lifted in the air to shallow right, coming on Krushke, battling the sun, makes the catch. Luke Bistel is retired.
Yeah, back to Trowbridge. He came in there with bases loaded, just one out facing the 3 and 4 hole hitters. Truly Mustang's two best hitters, and he got the infield pop up, and then he got the big strikeout to get out of it.
Here is Max Erickson. He got that second inning starting for the Mustangs. Walked, moved to second on a wild pitch, came around to score on the Charlie Meixel RBI single. Erickson takes a strike. There's another strike, 0-2. Erickson wouldn't chase that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that one was a little bit out of the zone. Really not really a competitive pitch there. So see what he does here, 1-2. Mustangs have come up with a lot of hits today with 2 strikes.
That one missing up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled back towards us. Umpires today, Rich Nargis behind the plate, Mark Fuller out on the bases. Count goes full to Max Erickson.
Real good at bat here by Erickson. He found himself down 0-2, has been able to battle himself back to a 3-2 count.
Yeah, and there's a walk. Max Erickson aboard for a second time via the base on balls. Here's Charlie Meixel.
Meixel with that big RBI single in the second inning.
Smith with a nice block and a quick throw down to first. Erickson back in safely.
Yeah, good time for that, right? You pick it clean. You know that guy's going to probably take a secondary lead after he sees it in the dirt. Boy, he comes up clean with it, and a good, strong throw to first.
Yeah, and there's the lefty catcher who's got the advantage throwing over to the right side of the diamond.
Absolutely the advantage to throw into first, yes.
1 ball, no strikes to Meixel. That one catches the corner.
Good breaking pitch right there. Evens the count.
Meixel is going to foul that one. Out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one inside. Nearly hit Meixel that time.
I'm going to tell you what, Brad, he tried to wear it.
He did.
Was not going to move out of that one. He had 2 strikes on him. He was willing to wear that one and take the base.
I think he was almost a little surprised it didn't hit him.
I agree with you, yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runner on. Trowbridge missing low. Second straight batter count has gone full.
Don't see any signs given here, so I'd anticipate the runner's not going. This is one of those situations you like to maybe start the runner to stay out of a double play.
Erickson not running. Bouncing ball. Reisman has it. To second for one. The relay in time.
Pretty double play right there.
Abe's turn, the 5-4-3 double play. Ryan Reisman, Nolan Sweeney over to Abbott Jepson. Mustangs are retired top of three. Abe's coming to bat when we return. You are watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Hi, and welcome to Balanced Health by Dana. My name is Dana Besson, nurse practitioner for over 18 years, and I am here to help you achieve optimal health. Do you struggle with anxiety, unexplained weight gain, brain fog, joint aches or pains? I specialize in bioidentical hormone replacement therapy to help restore balance and achieve your overall well-being. Call or text me today. I offer free consultations. I offer in-person visits as well as virtual visits from wherever you are. Take the first step to feeling your best and call me today.
Security Financial Bank, SFB, whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, SFB has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com. Member FDIC. Eau Claire Memorial will send up 7-8-9 in its batting order. Ryan Reisman, Aaron Smith, Nolan Sweeney against the lefty Bailey Casey, who's retired the first 6 Memorial hitters he has faced.
Yeah, he has been sharp through 2.
4 of those outs have been fly ball outs. A couple nice catches in the outfield, running catches. Reisman in the box looking to get something started for the Abes. Hacking on the first pitch. Breaking ball misses. Ball and a strike. That breaking ball drops over, and it's 1-2.
Now, the thing with Casey, you just have no idea what he'll come with next. He's been able to throw all of his pitches for strikes at any time in the count.
Yeah, the definition of mix and match. Went fastball there. Reisman wouldn't chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I tried to run that 2-seamer off the outside corner, just missed.
Chop foul at the plate by Reisman. We'll do it again, 2-2.
Good breaking pitch here on the radio, though. Get that snap down low, get up towards his back foot.
Outfield continues to play shallow all the way around. Right back to Casey. Reisman is retired, 1 down here in the 3rd. Another good pitch by Casey. Took a lot off that one. And Reisman got a piece, but chopped it right back to the pitcher. Here's Aaron Smith. Smith takes that one low. 1 ball, no strikes. That one catching the inside part of the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, came back with that curveball again.
Smith, the catcher, bats right, although he throws with the left.
Doubles up the breaking pitch to get ahead now, 1-2.
Yeah, Casey is really in a groove out there on the mound. He's been around the plate, mixing pitches, locations, and he strikes out Aaron Smith. Second strikeout, both swinging.
Yep, climb the ladder, right? Go change up, curveball. Decides to speed things up a little bit, just raise it above the hands, gets the strikeout.
So 2 down here in the third, and here is Nolan Sweeney, the second baseman. Number 9 hitter for the Old Abes, trying to get something going with 2 outs. Erickson, the third baseman, taking a few steps up. Sweeney takes a strike.
First pitch curveball again and first strike.
Yeah, that's been a pattern, hasn't it? Right side, and it's under the glove of Max Yeager. So Sweeney is aboard.
First one to reach on the E4 in that situation.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard hit ball, but it was hugging the ground, and Yeager had to cover some ground to get there. The ball just snuck under his glove.
Yeah, I think Yeager looked up to see where the first baseman was before he picked it up himself. Because, again, the first baseman took a couple steps towards it, and I think Yeager was kind of looking up to see if he had reached the bag yet.
Here's Ben Strayer, top of the order for the Old Abes.
Yeah, let's see if the second time around helps the Old Abes.
Runner goes. Strayer's bunt rolls foul.
Boy, if you're Strayer in that situation, you let it go. That jump from Sweeney right there was huge. As soon as that leg went up, he was gone. So he was going on first movement. So when that pitch came home, it's almost beneficial for Strayer just to pull the bat back and let him steal the bag. That bunt in that situation just doesn't do much for you, where you can get that Sweeney in scoring position with 2 outs. Now you let him swing away and see if Strayer can't drive him in.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Sparks. I mean,
that bag was stolen.
It's one thing if you're thinking, okay, the third baseman's way back. I can drop one down and we can get 2 on with 2 outs. The number 3 hitter coming up. But, yeah, he had that base stolen, that's for sure. Not going this time.
Yeah, Casey went with the slide step that time. He sped things up. Again, just anticipating that if he was going to steal, he was going to get that ball home a lot quicker. And now Strayer finds himself in an 0-2 hole.
He got him picked off. The throw sails into left. And they're going to wave him around.
Oh, and they throw it around. He'll score.
Nolan Sweeney circles the bases. Well, Sparks, there was one time where playing the infield or playing the outfielder is so shallow worked against the Mustangs.
Yeah, I don't think they actually got themselves in position out there to back up that throw. Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to put 2 errors on the board right there, but he reached on an error. You've got the E3 to throw it out there in the left field, and that relay in should go down as an error because they had a play at the plate.
2-strike pitch, strike 3 called. Strayer is retired. And so are the Old Abes, but they do pick up a run. After 3 complete, your score, Menomonie 2, Eau Claire Memorial 1. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
Join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Say cheese! Kick things off on Friday, May 29th with the Mayor's Breakfast from 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. Then at 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for a night of family-friendly entertainment, including the play Winnie the Pooh and Friends. The fun continues on Saturday, May 30th with the parade at 11 a.m. Afterward, make your way to Wenzel Family Plaza for more activities. Be sure to explore the craft show at Chestnut and West 3rd Street, and while you're there, stop by the Pie and Ice Cream Social at the Upham Mansion. Wrap up the day at the Outdoor Beer Garden, hosted by Nuts Deep 2, featuring live music. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
It is a new year. Make it a new you with help from Balanced Health by Dana, offering hormone replacement therapy and customized medical weight loss programs. It's a new year. Time to improve your overall well-being. Go to balancedhealthbydana.com today for more information. Karsten Trowbridge back on the mound for the Old Abes. Came in relief second inning after the starter Alex Johnson was unable to go. Trowbridge will face 8-9-1 in the Menomonie order. Kellen Turner, Bailey Casey, Oliver Lugo. Abe's able to get on the board. Bottom 3, despite not having a hit. There's a strike from Trowbridge. Count is 1-1 now to Turner. Sparks, it's only 1 run, but I think for the Old Abes, that's a big run.
It's a big. I think it's a little bit of a momentum switcher, right? You haven't been able to do much all day, and then all of a sudden Sweeney just manufactures one by himself, and you're back to a 2-1 game. You're right in it. I think Mustangs might be looking back at that second inning and hoping it doesn't come back to haunt them.
Yeah, they picked up a pair of runs, but they left them loaded. This after leaving 2 runners on in the first. 2 balls, 1 strike. Also key for pitcher Karsten Trowbridge in the Memorial defense to have that shutdown inning after the offense managed to generate a run.
Yeah, big inning both ways, right? Mustangs, you want to try to answer that, try to put a run or 2 back up on the board. And like you said, if you're the Old Abs, you want to shut down inning. Let's go. Let's get another one up.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Dropped in the breaking ball. It's the second strikeout for Karsten Trowbridge. Here's Bailey Casey, put down a really nice sacrifice bunt to get runners into scoring position second inning. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Starts him off with a changeup right there.
Swing and a miss.
Good combination right there. You go change up away where they can't really do much damage with it, and then you come back with that hard fastball in.
Casey wouldn't chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Went with that breaking ball again. Missed a little upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Karsten Trowbridge. Casey down on strikes.
An efficient top of the 4th so far for Trowbridge.
Back to the top of the order, Oliver Lugo. 1 for 2. Had a single and an RBI in the second. Lugo takes upstairs for ball 1. There's a strike. Two balls, 1 strike now to Lugo. Count all even up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll be back here at Carson Park to close out the Big Rivers regular season on Thursday. Eau Claire North will host River Falls. Huskies Wildcats playing today over at First National Bank of River Falls Field.
Those would be a couple of real good games. Got the Huskies and the Wildcats going at it.
Yeah, Wildcats the only team to knock off Hudson in Big Rivers Conference play this year. Raiders will close things out against Rice Lake. Hudson's already clinched at least a share of the conference title. High in the air to right. Kruschke coming on. Battling the sun, makes the catch. And the Mustangs are retired. Old Abe's coming to bat. When we return, you are watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile. Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Protect your ride from the elements with Tommy's Express Car Wash. Our top wash, The Works, is engineered with 14 steps to keep your car clean, whatever the weather. The Works includes detox pre-wash, removing the grime right from the start, seal in the shine with ceramic body wax, and defend against the elements with Tommy Guard. And don't forget to complete the clean with our vacuums and mat washers. Sign up now and wash unlimited at Tommy's Express.
Protect your ride with the Tommy's Express Car Wash membership. Unlimited washes, free vacuums, free automatic mat washes, and all-year shine. One membership, all locations: Eau Claire, Plover, Stevens Point, and Weston. Toyson Ford congratulates area student-athletes on their accomplishments on and off the field. Toyson Ford, your community partner, serving the Chippewa Valley. Old Abe's will set up 2-3-4 as they bat bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Aaron Gunlock, Caden Kruschke, Ian Bauer. To face the lefty, Bailey Casey, who still has not allowed a hit. Abe's got their run last inning on a couple of errors. Dunlop takes a strike.
It should have been an inning where they went 1, 2, 3 again. He should have had 9 up, 9 down, to be honest. But that 2-out error ended up costing the Mustangs a run to make a 2-1 ball game.
Ground ball to second. Takes a tough hop on Yeager, and the throw not in time. Gunlock is aboard.
Well, another opportunity here for the old Abes. Mustang now with their 3rd error.
Wait, we've seen that a fair amount this year at Carson Park Sparks. Ground balls to those middle infielders. Just coming up on guys on that final hop. Caden Kruschke batting. Squares, pulls back. Throw to first, not in time. Gunlock gets back. Pitch was ruled a strike to Kruschke.
Yeah, it hasn't been a whole lot of rain this spring as far as that goes, and so we always talk about how hard that infield dirt can get. And as guys run on it and play balls off it, it starts to get a little tough to play.
That pitch hits Kruschke. So the old Abes have runners at first and second, nobody out. Still without a hit. But they've got a pair on for their leading hitter, Ian Bauer.
Well, safe to say in this situation, there's no way Bauer is going to end up bunting. They're going to let him swing away and see if he can hit a gapper to score a couple.
Again, as they have all game long, Menomoni's outfielders playing relatively shallow. Middlestad out and right is playing at you could say a normal depth for most hitters. Bauer hits one hard.
Nice play.
Mars will step on the bag. Runners move up.
Nice job by Mars. Look, just swallow that one up. Make sure the first out.
So Bauer is retired. He hit that one hard. Went after that first pitch. But now you got a pair of runners in scoring position for Mason McCarthy. Corner infielders were playing up. Middle infielders are back. McCarthy takes a strike. Well, one thing Casey's been able to do, Sparks, is land that curveball when he needs to.
Yeah, he's been excellent with all of his pitches tonight. Here again, 2 guys on and still no hit. But Old Abe's come up with 1 hit here. They could take the lead.
That one off the plate. Ball and a strike to Mason McCarthy. Two balls, 1 strike. McCarthy's got some pop in the bat.
Yeah, he sure has, and they're playing shallow out there on left again.
He flew out to left in the second inning. Count even 2-2. Swing and a miss. McCarthy down on strikes.
Good 2-seam fastball away right there. Got that good ride away from the right-hander.
And with that, Menomonie coach Zach Sloviak's going to take the walk to the mound. Abbott Jepson is the batter. Menomonie has not had anybody warming up in its bullpen, so this is more about defensive strategy and how to pitch to Abbott Jepson.
Yeah, my guess is just kind of reiterate how they want to attack him, because there's really nothing defensively that changes, right? You've got second and third, your infield is back, you're just getting the out at one. Again, it might have been a situation where just go talk to Casey and let him catch his breath on a hot day.
Jepson flew out to center field to end the second. Jepson takes a strike. That one just inside, 1-1 to Jepson. Good take there. That pitch was very close.
Yeah, again, Casey continues to work in and out, up and down, keeps changing eye levels.
Breaking ball, missing low.
Good job behind the plate there, knocking that down. Don't want to give up a free run here.
Swing and a miss. Boy, that curveball looks so tantalizing up there, Sparks, and then it just drops off the table.
Yeah, and again, in the 2-1 count, again, most guys are thinking, all right, he's got to come fastball. He's not going to come off speed or change up here or curveball. He's going to try to gas it. And sure enough, here comes that 2-1 curveball.
2-2 pitch. Inside, and the count goes full to Jepson. Gunlock at third. Krushke at second. Tying and go-ahead runs aboard for the Apes.
Casey's got first base open. He does not have to give in here. He can throw the pitch he wants.
Three-two pitch. Jepson ahead of that one.
Got come a little off speed right there, and now you might just want to come back with that fastball on the outside.
Bouncing ball to third. Erickson's throw is in time. The Old Abe's threaten, but do not score. 4 complete here at Carson Park. Your score, Menomonie 2, Eau Claire Memorial 1. You're watching Big River's high school baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
Wisconsin shops at Gross Auto Group for 3 big reasons. No hassle pricing, lifetime warranty, massive selection, price to move. Gross Auto Group's no hassle pricing means the price you see is the price you pay. No back and forth, no wasted time. Our lifetime engine warranty means we want your new ride running for as long as you own it. And with 8 brands in 6 stores, Gross Auto has the ride you want at the price you need. 3 reasons, 3 towns. Gross Auto Group in Neelsville, Black River Falls, and Marshfield.
I'm Dan. And I am Jane. We are the owners of Elite Exteriors of Wisconsin.
Whether it's roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, additions, remodels, decks, garages, new construction, our team delivers dependable results with attention to detail.
Let Elite Exteriors of Wisconsin make your home elite.
Thank you to our game day sponsor, Oakwood Bank in Augusta and Eau Claire. Proud to support local student athletes. That is Oakwood Bank in Augusta and Eau Claire. Top of the 5th inning here at Carson Park. Menomonie leading Eau Claire Memorial. The Mustangs will send up 2, 3, 4 in their batting order against Karsten Trowbridge, who's the second pitcher to work for Memorial today. Came on in relief of the starter Alex Johnson in the second inning.
Yeah, Old A's blown a golden opportunity there in the bottom of the fourth. They had first two reached, nobody out, but unable to push anybody across.
Yeah, with the heart of the order coming up. Well, Trowbridge has gotten the job done in relief. Kept the Old Abes in the game. Ooh, that one just off the plate to Yeager. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. That one catches the corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Trowbridge has retired 8 in a row. Excuse me, he's got 1 walk in there, but he's done a nice job. Even after that walk, he got the double play ball.
Off-speed pitch misses, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Roll to third, Reisman, the scoop. Throw across in time. 1 down here in the 5th. Taylor Mars, the batter. Mars 0 for 2, reaching a fielder's choice back in the 1st. Breaking ball strike delivered by Trowbridge.
Yeah, the Old A's continue to feel Mars just nothing but slow. Slow and slower. Curveballs, change-ups.
Ball and a strike to Mars. It's a piece of that one. 1 and 2. Another off-speed delivery there.
Yeah, way ahead of it. Just caught it off the end of the bat.
Right back up the middle for a base hit.
Much better job of staying back there, especially with 2 strikes. Took a little off his swing, just put it in play, and he's got that base knock right up the middle.
So with 1 on, here is Landon Middlestad, 1 for 2. Middlestad a single in the 1st.
First hit for the Mustangs since the 2nd inning.
Yeah, that's the first hit allowed by Trowbridge. Mars taking a couple extra steps, then he had to dive back in. Quick move to first by Trowbridge. Middlestad takes that one outside. It's 1-0. Still a very warm day here at Carson Park.
With just not much for a breeze either. I mean, occasionally you'll get something, but
nope.
It's pretty still.
Yeah, nobody wearing sleeves or a jacket today in either one of those dugouts. Hard hit ball, base hit. Mars on his way to third. Bauer's throw makes it close, but not in time. Mustangs runners at the corners.
Good aggressive base running right there by the Mustangs, going first to third and a hard hit ball to right field. Put themselves in a good situation off first and third and just the one out.
Here is Luke Bistel, the DH, 0 for 2. Reisman, the third baseman, playing just about even with the bag. Jepson at first, holding the runner. Middlestat not running. That pitch gets to the backstop, and no play at the plate. Mustangs add to their lead.
Yeah, Mustangs will take that gift. Went right between the legs of the catcher, and both runners move up. Mustangs get that much-needed run.
You calling that a wild pitch or a pass ball there, Sparks?
Well, we got to call it a wild pitch. It was in the dirt, but if you're a catching coach by any means, that's got to get blocked. But it was in the dirt, so give that a wild pitch.
Middlestat moves to second. 1-0 now the count to Bistel. 3-1 Menomonie. Mustangs looking for more here in the fifth.
Slow breaking pitch right there gets him out in front.
Pitch low, 2 balls, 1 strike. No activity in either bullpen as we play here in the top of the fifth. That one gets away. Middlestat will move to third.
Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to throw there, but it really got away.
So Trowbridge was really effective. Got the Abes out of trouble in the second. Set down hitters in order, both the third and the fourth. Got the first out here in the fifth, but then a pair of singles, added a couple wild pitches. Now it's 3-1 the count. And it's a walk to Luke Bistel. Put him at the corners. Max Erickson coming to bat. Erickson has taken a pair of walks. He came around to score in the second.
He's had a couple of really good at-bats. Found himself in the hole like 0-2, 1-2, and was able to foul off some good pitches and actually worked himself into a couple of walks. Old is playing back up the middle, looking to turn 2.
Runner from first breaks. No throw by Smith, the catcher. Bistel now at second. Middlestat remains at third. 1-0 the count to Max Erickson.
Infield up now for the Old Abes. They've seen themselves trailing 3-1. They can't afford to give up anymore. Try to cut that run down at home.
Key stretch of this baseball game.
Well, you're right about that, Brado. Top of 5, 3-1.
Chop foul.
Erickson again finds himself with 2 strikes.
He could tell. He had a pitch. He thought he could handle it. He just chopped it foul. That one sails over us here in the press box. Count remains 1-2.
Well, this is what Erickson does. Gets on top of home plate, moves up a little bit, and just battles. Balls off, good pitches, trying to find something here he can put in play.
We do have a right-hander now throwing in the Memorial bullpen. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Good block by Smith there, right? Just drop, let it hit off your chest, keep it in front of you. That saved the old Abe's a run.
Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Runners at second and third. 1 run already across for Menomonie. Mustangs lead at 3-1. Ripped, but foul. Heads up over there on the fan deck. Express players scattering out there. Getting their pregame meal. I don't know what they're grilling out there, Sparks, but it smells good.
Yeah, we could see if we could join them after the game.
Sure,
huh?
Why not? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right back at us. It didn't make it to our open window. Dave Sparger was ready, though.
Well, I had a hand up. Let's put it that
You
way.
did.
I don't know if I was ready.
You did. We'll say you looked like a ball player. And the good thing there, Sparks, is that you're in the window that does not have either the camera or the computer monitor.
If all else fails, save those 2 pieces.
Exactly, yeah. Yep.
Look at Erickson just battle.
He just battles. He's one of those guys that just
so hard to get out.
Makes a pitcher work.
His first 2 times up, same thing. Just battled and ended up drawing himself a couple of walks. And here again, probably on pitch number 8 on a 2-2 count.
Yeah, both of his walks came on a 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3 called. Great pitch from Trowbridge. I think he crossed up Erickson there. I don't think Erickson was looking for that.
Yeah, the high breaking pitch finally gets him. Trowbridge wins that battle.
Here is Charlie Mikesel. 1 for 2, had an RBI single in the second. He came around to score in that inning.
Well, again, Trowbridge trying to limit the damage. If he can get out of this mess with just 1, the old Abes will be just fine. They're still in it. It's down just 3-1. Give up a single here, it's going to be tough.
Good block behind the dish by Smith. 1-0 to Mikesel. Mikesel to left. That's down for a hit. And it's going to score a pair. 5-1 Menomonie.
Well, there it is. Mikesel finally comes through for the Mustangs in that big 2-out single to score them. Separation has happened. It's now 5-1.
Again, we'll go back to what the coaches are talking about before the game. Situational hitting.
Yeah, they haven't had it much this game, but until they're clutch right there in the top of the 5th.
So a 3-run inning. Mikesel aboard at first. Here is Kellen Turner, 1 for 2. Singled back in the second inning. Runner goes. He will get to second without a throw.
Well, 3 singles, a couple of stolen bases, a walk. Mustangs tacking on late.
Two balls, no strikes. Trowbridge and the Abes trying to limit the damage. Mikesell with the good lead at second. Turner takes inside.
I can't tell who's warming up right now for the Old Abes, but this might be it for Trowbridge. If he can get that third out and get out of here, I think that'll do it. It'll be interesting to see here if he can't get this out, if they make that switch earlier. Because who's ever in the pen is hot and ready.
Trowbridge missing upstairs, and the count goes to 3-0. Three balls, one strike. Another strike. Count goes full. Trowbridge trying to get the Abes out of this inning. Limit the damage to 3 runs. Well, that one yanked foul.
Yeah, I jumped all over it, but it was just a little early.
Turner jumped all over that pitch, just yanked it well foul.
Turner, just a sophomore, only a few sophomores on the squad, draws himself a walk.
Inning continues. Again, all of this started with 1 out here in the 5th.
And that'll do it.
So Trowbridge got the Abes through a couple of innings. Gave up the back-to-back singles here in the 5th and allowed a walk. Struck out Erickson and gave up the 2-run single to Mikesell. So Trowbridge is done for the day. And the Abes will put their third pitcher on the mound. And Sparks, this is something else, too, that Abe's pitching staff's going to have to keep tabs on because you got another game with the Mustangs coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, the only advantage they've got is everybody that threw on Saturday, they had that non-conference game Saturday, should be able to go for you on Thursday. So, but again, you're hoping this is all you have to go to. You don't want to keep going to the pen too many times here today.
So, pitching change for the Old Abes. Pitcher for the Old Abes, Aiden Chapik. He's been a JV player this season, moving up to the varsity. Sophomore,
Well, he's obviously done a real nice job down there on the JV for pitching. If you're going to bring him up here late in the season and then bring him in a conference match.
Well, and it's one of those things, too, where, looking down the road, he's going to be a guy that you're going to expect to be in the rotation on a regular basis next year. So you bring him up late, give him some innings, and get a chance to see what he does at this varsity level.
Yeah, no substitute for the experience, right? You got to get him up there early, and then next year it's just not a big deal.
So Hawkins Anderson will bat in the number 9 spot. Bailey Casey had been 0 for 2.
And this will probably just be a re-entry.
Hawkins Anderson, the junior. Chapek delivers a strike. Quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. Chapek delivers inside. Bouncing ball, and it's into left field. They will send Mikesell. He is safe. Play at third. Out at third. But another run scores for the Mustang. And as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, your score is now Menomonie 6, Eau Claire Memorial 1. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports. Brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
Hey, Brian Butch called.
Brian Butch?
He really loves Abbey Bank, but he wants to work here.
What are we going to do with him?
I don't know. Let's let him try a few different jobs.
Let's get you that loan.
Brian, buddy, you're really good at basketball, but maybe leave the banking to us.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
HS Fence specializes in chain link vinyl, wood, and ornamental fencing. They have been providing commercial and residential fencing to the people of Wisconsin for the past 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com. 7, 8, 9 in the Eau Claire Memorial batting order. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Ryan Reisman, Aaron Smith, Nolan Sweeney. Against the left-hander Bailey Casey, who has yet to allow a hit. Bouncing ball to short. Takes a big hop from Mikesell. Throw. Pulls first baseman Mars off the bag, but he applies the tag.
Real nice job by Mars. Instead of trying to force that stretch, you just come off, go get the baseball and tag him as he runs by. Good play.
Reisman now 0 for 2. Here is Aaron Smith. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. Important inning for the Abe Sparks. trailing 6-1. They would like to chip away as best they can.
Yeah, first things first, they want to get that first hit on the board and then see if they can start getting a little rally going. They've just not figured out Bailey Casey so far.
Yeah, and throughout the course of this season, offense has often been a challenge for the Abes. Casey starts out delivering a strike to Smith. There again, Sparks. There's that mixing and matching by the lefty Bailey Casey.
Yeah, gets up again, 0-2.
Strike 3 called. Dropped a curveball on the outside corner. 2 down here in the 5th.
Nice pitch there from the lefty. He started off the plate, got that curveball starting way outside, bring it back over the edge. Good pitch right there.
Here is Nolan Sweeney. Reached on an error in the 3rd, wound up coming around to score.
All via errors.
Yes. Yes.
So Sweeney did it all by himself there in the 3rd.
1 error officially on a pickoff play, and there could have been a 2nd error charged as well.
Yeah, he had the error by the second baseman to reach, and then they tried to, he was stealing. First baseman threw down to second base, threw it in the left field, so he got up and just kept going, and then the outfielders threw it away. They missed their cutoff man, and he scored.
Other than that, it's been a pretty clean game defensively by the Mustangs.
Absolutely. Been very sound on all the fly ball, ground ball plays they've had. And there it is.
First hit of the game for the Old Abes, and it comes from the number 9 hitter, Nolan Sweeney. Well, maybe that's something that can spark the Old Abes.
Yeah, you get to the
two-out
top.
Rally here.
Yeah, you get to the top of the order. You know, you've talked about it before. Just keep the line moving, right? Doesn't matter if there's 1 out or 2 outs, whatever the case. Right now, you just got to keep that line moving and try to get some base runners, base hits, and see if you can push a run across here with 2 outs.
Ben Strayer is the batter. Struck out swinging in the 1st, looking in the 3rd. Bouncing ball left side.
Going to be trouble.
Meixel's throw. Safe at first. And now nobody's at third base. And advancing is Nolan Sweeney. They didn't get timeout called.
Well, I think they got to get that back because you're asking the home plate umpire what the call was, and he made a call safe. So I think in that situation, time should have been called. Yep, he'll go back to second base.
Yeah, Zach Slowiak came bouncing out of the dugout to
yeah, good job by him there to notify that hey, that's not right when you 2 umpires are discussing whether he was out or safe. But that'll be an infield single for Strayer to keep things alive. Coach Kaufman's asking, like, when was time ever called? But as soon as that other umpire from the field asked the home plate umpire for help on that call, that's automatically going to make it a timeout situation.
So Nolan Sweeney will retreat to second base.
The Old A's get their first 2 hits, put them back to back here.
And here is Aaron Gunlock. 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the 4th. Lefty-lefty matchup. Gunlock to center.
Routine.
Kellen Turner makes the grab, and the Abes are retired. 5 complete here at Carson Park. Your score, Menomonie 6, Eau Claire Memorial 1. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
I'm Dan.
And I am Jane. We are the owners of Elite Exteriors of Wisconsin.
Whether it's roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, additions, remodels, decks, garages, new construction, our team delivers dependable results with attention to detail.
Let Elite Exteriors of Wisconsin make your home elite.
We move to inning number 6 here at Carson Park. Menomonie coming to bat and leading Eau Claire Memorial by a score of 6-1. Mustangs will have the top of their order: Oliver Lugo, Max Yeager, Taylor Mars. And they will face the right-hander Aiden Chapik, the sophomore who came in last inning for the Abes. Retired the one batter he faced, Hawkins Anderson. Or let's correct that. He gave up the single to Hawkins Anderson, an RBI single, but got out of the inning when Kellen Turner was thrown out at third base. Pitch to Lugo, misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball and a strike now to Lugo.
Interesting thought right there by Lugo. Third baseman back a little bit. See if he could put a bunt down, put the pressure on a sophomore pitcher too.
We are going to have a little activity in the Menomonie bullpen. Got a right-hander working out there. Ground ball to Reisman. Sets, throws in time. One down here in the 6th. And here's Max Yeager. He's been aboard twice. Single and a walk. Bounced out last inning. Breaking ball over for a strike. Popped up on the infield. Second baseman Sweeney makes the grab. 2 down. Taylor Mars, the batter. Singled in his last at-bat, came around to score. Part of that 4-run 5th inning. It allowed the Mustangs to stretch their lead. Bouncing ball. Reisman throws across in time. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Old Abe's coming to bat, bottom 6. When we return, you are watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
From humble beginnings in 1904,
The Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Bailey Casey remains on the mound for the Menomonie Mustangs. Working on a two-hitter. Just one run allowed, and that run is unearned. Casey will face 3, 4, 5 in the Memorial batting order. Caden Kruschke, Ian Bauer, Mason McCarthy.
Yeah, Mustangs have got somebody at least warming up in the bullpen, but I don't think Casey's really that close to 100 pitches yet. It might just be one of those things where if he gets extended this inning, then maybe somebody comes and closes it out in the 7th. But if he makes a quick inning, he might go 7.
Kruschke 0 for 1, hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Abe's limited to 2 hits today, both of those coming in the last inning, and that one is going to be hit number 3. Kruschke aboard, just looped that one over the shortstop Charlie Mikesel.
Well, it's taken 3 times through the order, but they might finally be getting to Casey.
Well, as we always talk about, Sparks, that second and third time through, you get a better sense of how the ball is moving. You have a better sense of what the strike zone is from the umpire. You're just a little bit more comfortable up there at the plate. Abe's now have a lefty working in their bullpen. Right-hander continues throwing on the Menomonie side. Kruschke moves to second on the wild pitch. 1-0 the count to Ian Bauer, who's hit the ball well both times. Fly ball to center in the 2nd. Hard hit ball to the first baseman in the 4th inning. Bauer to left. Long run, and what a catch by Lugo.
I'll tell you what, Lugo with his second great play of the day. That kid can go and get him.
Sparks, it was such a good catch that the Express players sitting out in the fan deck took their caps off and acknowledged the catch out there in left field.
There you go. Well, that's time to do it.
Mason McCarthy now the batter.
Well, that's exactly why the Mustangs might be playing shallow, right? They're trying to take away those bloopers on the backside of things, and I'll tell you what, he has done that twice.
Boy, that was outstanding. Caught that one right in the webbing, too. Not a true snow cone, but he really extended out to make that catch.
Yeah, I was half expecting him to have to lay out for that, right? Leave his feet to go get it, but boy, he is so quick. He just got to it.
Well, balls and a strike to McCarthy, who's 0 for 2. Breaking ball, missing outside, 1-1.
Yeah, for the old Abes, they've got that left-hander, Devin Barrickman, warming up. Barrickman is senior.
Bouncing ball to short. Mikesel has it. Throw across. Pulled the first baseman, Mars, off the bag.
Yes, he did. That throw went up that outfield side. He stretched across but was pulled in order to go get it.
So with one out, Abes will have runners at the corners. Fourth error committed by the Mustangs, and yet they lead 6-1. Here's Abbott Jepson. 0 for 2, a fly ball, and a ground out.
Well, the Abes don't want to go quietly here. Again, they had action in the 5th inning, was unable to push me across. Now again, another chance here in the 6th.
Jepson takes outside.
Casey looking for that ground ball. Gets that ground ball, get the double play, get out of the inning.
Jepson fouls that one out of play. Good hustle over there by Mars, the first baseman. One ball, one strike, one out. Bottom of the 6th. Abe's looking for a rally here. Trailing 6-1. Jepson takes that one off the plate. That one a little bit low. Good patience up there by Abbott Jepson, the sophomore. And there's a walk to Jepson. And the Abes have him loaded.
Yeah, you just wonder if maybe Bailey Casey's just starting to hit that wall. It's a hot day. He's deep into the 6th here now. We'll see if they want to stay with him or if they let him pull the trigger and get a fresh arm in there.
Yeah, it's the same kind of situation that we talked about with the old Abes. Menomonie, 2 more games this week. They'll host Memorial on Thursday. Non-conference game Friday. Then they start tournament play 1 week from today. They will host Marshfield. So yeah, you want to get your number one his innings, but at the same time you don't want to overextend him because you know you've got bigger games coming up.
Yeah, and again, we talked about if he had to be extended here in the 6th, and he is being extended. I bet you he does not come out for the 7th. We'll see if he can actually get through the 6th. Big situation here. Old Abes have him loaded.
And Ryan Reisman is the batter.
Well, a couple of sophomores coming up in a big situation if the Old Abes want to climb back in it.
Reisman 0 for 2, a couple of groundouts. Corner infielders are up. That pitch did not get far enough away to allow Krushke to score from third.
Yeah, you brought that up, how the corners were up. I think third baseman's playing about where I'd want him to play. Back a little bit behind the bag. No reason for that first baseman to be up at all. You're up 6-1. You've got 5-run lead. I'd back him up as deep as I can. Again, just to cover more ground. You're looking for outs here.
Reisman just gets a piece. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out, and bases loaded. Big inning. The Abes are right back in it. Reisman takes a ball. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, right now the Mustangs are simply looking for the out. Give up a run, but make sure you get an out.
Driven deep to left. Lugo going back. That is over his head and off the fence. 2 runs are going to score. Here comes Jepson. Reisman clears the bases with a double.
Well, we talked about how shallow they like to play. That's the first time today they've actually burned them on it. What a huge double coming out of that sophomore Reisman. They're back in it now.
So the Old Abes putting up 3 here in the 6th. Got Reisman at second base, just the 1 out. And Menomonie is going to make the pitching change. Well, a heck of an effort from Bailey Casey. He gets a nice round of applause from the Menomonie faithful. Kind of figured that Reisman would be his last batter.
Yeah, I would agree. It's exactly what they were thinking.
So the pitcher is going to be Cade Lamb. Lamb, a senior on this Menomonie roster. So after the left-hander Casey, it's going to be Lamb, the right-hander. Well, Spargs, it just goes to show you the game's not over at the high school level to record those 21 outs.
Yeah, isn't that the truth, boy? And that's we talked about the Abes this inning. You just got to keep that line moving, keep getting guys on, and just waiting for that big hit today, and it finally came from Reisman. Now you just hope that it's not too little too late. Still 6-4 Mustangs.
And you go back, how big was that catch in left made by Oliver Lugo on that ball hit by Bauer?
Yeah, forget about that play. That just saved you another run right there, and it created the first out of the inning. Casey goes 5 1/3, faces 23 hitters, 5 Ks, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned today. 5 hits.
Yeah, he was outstanding. He just did a really good job of mixing and matching and hitting his spots.
Yeah, I think just that late here, got down to the 6th inning. I think with the heat, just a little bit of fatigue set in. So now it's Lamb's job to shut the door.
Face umpire Mark Fuller is taking a really long look at the glove of Cade Lamb. Not sure if he's got some laces that are kind of dangling. The home plate umpire, Richard Nargis, is going to go have a look as well.
Yeah, that almost seems to be the issue. Like he's tying them up a little tighter so they're not all dangling all over the place, which I really have never seen at the high school level be a concern.
You know, I've seen situations where a relief pitcher will come in, or sometimes even a starter, and he's wearing a white sleeve, on the throwing arm, and that's something that you can't do in baseball. Got to have a contrasting color sleeve, but everything is working well. Now we're going to get a pinch hitter for the Abes as Ethan Palachuk steps in. Palachuk batting for Aaron Smith, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. Palachuk sends one over the press box here at Carson Park. Palachuk, a junior for Memorial. Seen him in a number of pitching performances this year. Good block behind the plate by Andrew Hoff. There's a strike on the corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, big call right there to get back to even at 2-2. You fall behind 3-1, then you always got to come after him with one. Now you've got a couple of things to choose from.
Strike 3 called.
Good slider on the outside corner.
2 down, and here is Nolan Sweeney. Sweeney's had a good day, both in the field and at the plate. Scored a run in the 3rd after reaching on an error. Got a single in the 5th. That was the Abe's first hit of the ball game. Looking for one here. Try to bring home Reisman. And Reisman's going to move to third base. One and 0 to Nolan Sweeney. Sweeney, and it's caught by the shortstop Mikesell. Abe's, though, to pick up 3 runs. Got a good one going here at Carson Park. We head to the 7th. Your score, Menomonie 6, Eau Claire Memorial 4. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Top of the 7th inning, Abes have made a pitching change. Devin Barrickman, the left-hander, now taking the mound. Barrickman, a senior on this Old Abes team. He's the 4th pitcher to work today for the Old Abes. Alex Johnson, the starter, had to leave after experiencing what appeared to be some shoulder discomfort. He wound up leaving in the 2nd inning. Carson Trowbridge then came in and got the Abes into the 5th. Aiden Chapik, the sophomore, came in, worked a 1 batter in the 5th, and got a 1-2-3 6th inning. So now Barrickman will pitch to the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the Menomonie lineup. Landon Middlestead, Luke Bistel, and Max Erickson. There's a pitch low and inside, and it's 2-0. 3-0 now to Middlestead.
Well, you've got to believe Middlestead's going to be taking a strike here. You just want to start getting runners back on, see if you can get yourself some more insurance on here on top of the 7th. If anything, you're going to take that momentum out of the Old Abe dugout.
There's a strike from Barrickman, 3-1.
Yeah, definitely taken all the way right there.
Yeah, things were a little quiet in that Memorial dugout, down 6-1, and then got a lot more noisy after that bases clearing double. Bouncing ball, Jepson will do the honors. Middlestead retired. Here is Luke Bistel.
Well, good pitch right there by Barrickman. Something outside, make him roll it over to the first baseman. There's that first big out.
Middlestead, 2 for 4 today. Here's Bistel, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored.
The right-hander Jace Larson, a junior, is warming up in the Old Abe bullpen now.
Ball and a strike to Bistel. A lot of activity at the ballpark today with Eau Claire Express season underway. Got started last night. Game 2 of that 72-game schedule tonight here at Carson Park. And Sparks, as you know from all your time here involved in baseball in Eau Claire, Carson Park's baseball stadium gets a ton of use, spring and summer.
Oh, it sure does, and it's great, right? I mean, almost every single night this park's being used by somebody. You go all the way down to the Cavs, the Express, the Bears. I mean, you name it. These high school teams, when they get done, it doesn't stop. Legion holds their big tournament here during the summer.
Yeah, we'll have a few of those games on Zaleski Sports. That one looped to right center. Bistel taking the big turn. And he's into second base with the one-out double. He's kind of reached out and just sent that one to right center, split the outfielders out there. And that's the advantage. If you're a righty hitter and you're hitting one there, everything is right in front of you. So you can kind of make that decision. Of course, you're going to get some help from your first base coach. And he realized he could round the bag at first and head to second and get there. So here's Max Erickson.
Actually, we got a pinch hitter here. Ethan Anderson's going to come in and pinch hit.
Anderson takes a strike. Easton Anderson is a junior. Takes the ball, count goes even 1-1. Bouncing ball, Reisman's got it, checks the runner, throws across in time. Bistel moves up to third base on the play.
Yeah, good job by Bistel. That's a long throw, third base all the way over to first, and for him to return throw. And Bistel's got good wheels. He made it easily. He put himself at third now with 2 outs.
Here is Charlie Mikesell. 2 for 3. He's knocked in 3 runs. RBI single in the second. Knocked in a pair of runs with a single in the 5th. Mikesell takes upstairs 1-0. Mustangs trying to get that insurance run home with 2 outs.
Yeah, every run matters here on the 7th. You're always looking to tack on.
Popped up. And it's caught in foul ground by the first baseman, Abbott Jepson. Eau Claire Memorial coming to bat bottom 7 when we return. You're watching high school baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
When you need to look your best, leave it to My Salon and Plum Street Boutique, providing hair care for the whole family by friendly and knowledgeable stylists who use only the best hair care products. And shop Plum Street Boutique for business casual and fun fashions to brighten your day. Sizes ranging from extra small to 3XL. My Salon and Plum Street Boutique, 2 places you'll love at one easy-to-get-to location in Fall Creek.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Eau Claire Memorial trailing Menomonie 6-4. Old Abe's will have the top of their order. Ben Strayer, Aaron Gunlock, Caden Kruschke. Scheduled hitters against Cade Lamb. Came on in relief last inning. Lamb starts Strayer out with the strike. Now, Strayer finds himself in a hole 0-2. Pitch from Lamb is low, and it's 1-2. Outfielders, especially in left and right, playing shallow. You can say the same for Turner in center field. He's taking a couple steps back. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cade Lamb strikes out Strayer. 1 down here, bottom 7. Here's Aaron Gunlock. 0 for 3, did reach on an error in the 4th inning. Abe's would love to get a couple guys on base to be able to get Ian Bauer to the plate. Lifted in the air to center. Turner camped under it. He makes the catch. So that's going to leave it up to Caden Kruschke. Kruschke 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the 6th. Was hit by a pitch in the 4th. It's a strike from Lamb. 1-1 to Kruschke. Ian Bauer waits on deck. High chopper is going to be a tough play. And that's going to stay fair. Kruschke aboard with the infield single, and Ian Bauer comes to the plate. Bauer representing the tying run here for the Old Abes. Bauer today made contact all 3 times, although he is 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs. That one blocked in the dirt by Andrew Hoff. High chopper up the middle, and it bounces through. Wait, Krushke made a big turn at second, then scrambled back. So back-to-back singles. Now the winning run comes to the plate. Mason McCarthy, the batter. Two outs, 2 on. Abes trailing by 2. McCarthy stakes a strike. McCarthy holds up. Ball and a strike. That one in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Andrew Hoff. 2 balls, 1 strike to McCarthy. Menomonie has never trailed in this ball game. But having to work here in these late innings. That one misses outside. 3 balls and a strike to McCarthy. Good hitters count here. Cade Lamb trying to close things out for the Mustangs. And it's a walk. Mason McCarthy on base. The Abes have him loaded. We're going to get a conference at the mound. Zach Sloviak making the slow walk out there, and the Abes will gather their base runners over by the third base coaching box to chat with Kyle Kaufman. If you're wondering about the voice of Dave Sparger, Spargs had to move on because as a longtime teacher in the district and a current substitute teacher at Memorial, he is called upon just about every sport when that sport recognizes teachers. So he was called on to be at the Memorial Stadium on campus for one of the girls' soccer players. Abbott Jepson comes to the plate, 0 for 2 with the walk and a run score. Jepson pops it up on the infield. Mikesell makes the grab. And the Mustangs defeat the Old Abes by a score of 6-4. With the win, Menomonie improves to 12-12 overall, 6-7 in the Big Rivers Conference. Old Abes drop to 9-15, 4-9 in the BRC. These two will play Thursday at Wakanda Park. Coming up next, the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds. Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. You've been watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy.
here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
All right, back at Carson Park, Menomonie Mustangs defeating the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe 6-4. Charlie Mikesell, you had a heck of a game at the plate. 2 for 4, 3 runs batted in. Tell me about your approach at the plate today.
This game, I decided to take a step back off the plate and just give myself that inside pitch to crush. And just the motivation from the team and just like getting a clutch hit is what we needed to push across some runs.
And I'm sure it felt good because your starter pitched a heck of a game today. Bailey Casey really kept you in the game.
Yep, he was filling it up. We had a few errors behind him, but we made plays when we needed to, and everybody contributed. He filled it up, did what he needed to do, and got the win. That's what we needed.
All right, Charlie, you're going to be in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House. Do you know how that works?
Not entirely sure.
You just look up at the camera up there and you say, I'm Charlie Mikesell and I'm in the house. So easy enough. I'm going to hand you that. And as soon as Dominic gives you the thumbs up there, you can go ahead.
I'm Charlie Mikesell, and I'm in the house.
All right, thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
Good luck to you the rest of the week. Mustangs have games both Thursday and Friday, and then we'll start tournament play next week. That's going to wrap it up for today's broadcast. We'll be back here at Carson Park on Thursday. It'll be Eau Claire North wrapping up the regular season at home against River Falls. For my color commentator, Dave Sparger, for Don Millay, our producer-videographer, I'm Bob Radovich saying good afternoon from Carson Park in Eau Claire.